Your town, your team, your school. Live from Channel 3. This is Friday Night Football.
Our Great Day Game Day crew found themselves in East Hartford this morning. Students and teachers getting ready for that big matchup tonight between East Hartford and South Windsor. From our Channel 3 broadcast studio in Rocky Hill, welcome to the newest edition of Friday Night Football. I'm Dan Booth.
And I'm Joe Zone. We've got highlights from all around the state. We'll also check in on the UConn men. They hosted UMass Lowell in Hartford. Big win there, big blowout. But we begin with our game of the week. It's the Bobcats and the Hornets, South Windsor and East Hartford in our game of the week. And if you were looking for lots of scoring, you got it in this one. First quarter, East Hartford's Isaiah Tripp. He's got the kickoff up the middle, and he is gone, untouched to the house. It's a kickoff return for a touchdown for East Hartford. What a play. But the Hornets defense, they had no answer for Jaden Bridgeforth. Here he is. He's got the handoff right up the middle, all the way for the touchdown. The Bobcats are back in front. We go to the fourth quarter, lots of scoring. Looks like the same play. It's not. It's Bridgeforth again, right up the middle. The Hornets defense can't bring him down. He's in for the score. It's a big night for Bridgeforth and the Bobcats. They win on the road over East Hartford, 60-38.
I'm very confident in our team. We're coming off, sixth straight. We've got Glastonbury Friday, which should be a good game. But I promise you I'll see you in the playoffs.
Let's drive over to Southington where the Blue Knights put on their armor for a showdown with number 3 Windsor. Southington trailed 7-0 at the half, but their offense got going in the third. Benjamin Beaulieu ends up getting to the edge and dives for the pylon. That's a touchdown. The Blue Knights missed the extra point, so they still trailed 7-6. And as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. On their next possession, Southington goes back to Beaulieu, and he breaks free down the sideline for a 60-yard gain. That was a huge play in this game because on the final play of the third quarter, shortly after that, Jacob Roman calls his own number and he powers his way in for the touchdown, giving Southington the lead. The Blue Knights decided to go for 2, and this time they got it. Roman connects with Roscoe Cook, putting them up by 7. Southington extended their lead in the fourth quarter, pulling off the upset, handing Windsor their first loss of the season, 28-7.
And the Southington High School Marching Band. It's our FNF Band of the Week. They'll be at MetLife Stadium tomorrow night competing in the U.S. Band Nationals.
Let's keep the party going over in Meriden. Maloney was looking for a bounce-back win against Glastonbury. In the first quarter, Glastonbury's punting it away, but there's a high snap, so Rocco Meigs ends up deciding to take it himself. He goes up the sideline, trucks one defender, then he trucks another one, and why not a third defender? He goes down at the 10. That was a 70-yard gain on a play that wasn't even supposed to happen. It set up this rushing touchdown a few plays later by Dante Castilla, which gave the Guardians a 7-0 lead. But the Spartans have the answer. Trayvon Harrell, who's been dynamite for them all season long, takes the handoff, finds a lane, and bounces it inside for a huge run. Glastonbury got him down eventually, but Maloney did score shortly after that, tying the game at 7 points apiece. Early in the second, the Guardians are back in the red zone, and Connor Finnerty put Glastonbury back on top on the QB keeper right up the gut. Glastonbury kept their foot on the gas in the second half, picking up an impressive win on the road, 33-20.
All right, it's Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. 5-2 Holy Cross hosting our 8th-ranked team in our Channel 3 warm-up poll, Woodland. First quarter, and the undefeated Hawks are on the move. Check out the big senior running back, Ian Pringle, busting through the line, up the middle, rumbles 53 yards inside the Holy Cross 10-yard line. 2 plays later, Pringle, a toss. He carries about 4 guys with him into the end zone, and Woodland has a 7-0 lead. Later, first quarter, it's Pringle again, same toss play. Not as much resistance this time. Woodland has a 14-0 lead into the second quarter. One bright spot for Holy Cross, the junior quarterback, Brady Lombardo. The fade to Deshaun Graves for the score. Woodland rolls to 8-0. It's a 42-14 win.
Go East Catholic! Stand
Our FNF Cheerleaders of the Week come to us from East Catholic High School. They've battled the cold, and they're hyping up their fans for a fun game against Rocky Hill, and those highlights are coming your way right now. This showdown between the Eagles and the Terriers went down to the wire, so let's jump straight into the second half. Early in the third, we've got a tie ball game until Joey Montalvo takes the snap out of the Wildcat, and he is gone for a long touchdown. The Eagles got the two-point conversion attempt, or they tried the two-point conversion. They did not get it, so they only led 12-6 after that score. Later on in the quarter, the Terriers are on the move. Tyshawn Dominique bursts up the middle, but at the end of this run, Nicholas Galati ends up ripping the ball out, and then he returns it all the way to the Terriers 35. That was an outstanding defensive effort right there. And East Catholic, they did not score after that, which was important because that kept the door open for Rocky Hill late in the fourth quarter. Mason Margiotta getting the ball moving down the field with Terrence Morris there. And then a few plays later, the Terriers are on the goal line, and Margiotta powers his way into the end zone by himself there for that touchdown. That score tied the game at 12, and then this extra point gave Rocky Hill the win, 13-12.
7th-ranked Fairfield Prep hosting Daniel Hand tonight. The Tigers get on the board first and fast, right down the field under 2 minutes before Luca Boyce dives in from 1 yard. 7-0 Tigers. 7-7. Hand goes in front for good. Stone Leckie turns around for the pass. Got it for the touchdown. That put Hand up 13-7. Prep scored late to get closer, but it's not enough. Fairfield Prep suffers their first loss of the season. They lose at home to Daniel Hand, 20-17. All right, here's a look at our top 10 poll, unveiled this week in our streaming show. We call it the warm-up. Number 1, as they have been all season, Killingly. They beat NFA tonight. Luke Cannon beat Staples. Lou Marinelli misses his first game ever as head coach. Windsor lost. Greenwich lost. Berlin beat Farmington.
The undefeated number 6 Wilton Warriors beat number 3 Greenwich tonight, pulling up a huge upset there. Fairfield Prep lost to Hand. Woodland did their thing. Cromwell Portland won, and so did New Britain. We reveal the top 10 every Thursday afternoon live at 2:30 on WFSB.